because we tried my MacBook, and that was an epic fail. So, yeah. Also, I'm just texting people. It's going to be back and forth today. Hectic life of uh, me, even though I'm home and doing all things. Just going to let Chicopee know that I'm back. Can we see if the YouTube system is working at least today? That would be great. But if not, I'm pretty sure there's another way you could be told I'm live. Yes, okay, good. So Joy Junk's here. So that's a good sign. Today, that would be great. Okay, good. We're on the iPad. Let me show you guys what's up. Yeah, the MacBook. I'm doing tests with it. I think I have to be very careful with it going forward. I don't know what's going on, guys. Now if something goes down, I don't have an accurate computer to try to fix this. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, the MacBook's, the MacBook is the MacBook. Nothing I can do with it. I could screen record. We could do like a screen record test on this live stream today. We could try that. The reason why I wanted to come on here today was to do a brief unboxing of this. Well, that's why we're actually doing this before dinner. I just wanted to unbox it. I've had this now for about a year to have another battery charger in case I run low on space and I need to charge more than I need to. Let me see. No, right. This only can charge AA's. I just want to see what this is, guys. We're going to do that. And yes, while we're on topic, I know Chicopee had messaged me on Discord earlier, and I did remember that your birthday is on Tuesday, so it is coming up on April 8th. So happy early birthday to you, and I hope that your birthday goes well. Tuesday, I will disclaim that I have a corporate event to attend with Norfolk coming up at a restaurant at an undisclosed location in Nassau County that I'm not going to get into unless I can tell Gabe later on. I don't want anybody else finding out. I am so sorry, guys. I mean, you try to do one thing and the next it's... Oh! So it did come with batteries. Guys, look at this. This is cute. This is cute. I'm sorry. Wow, so it can fit AAA's. Oh. Guys, this is so cool than my current one. This is so bland. Wonder how it lights up. Can we plug it in to see how it works? Just to try it for fun. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Look at this. I love this color. It's so cute. Oh. Just a brief little unboxing that I wanted to do today. I felt like I was bored. I wanted to just randomly do it today. I have another AAA I can put in another time. It's no rush. I know. I'm so happy. I've had this now, I think, since maybe December. I just haven't had time to unbox it. I've been so lazy and doing other things around Randy's randomness. I don't know. I've just been bored. I am storyboarding on what I want to do with Andy Plays lately. Couple ideas. I know Sabrina Carpenter has the game, the Fortnite game coming up. You guys are gonna think this is corny, but I don't know if anybody's been seeing it on TikTok or Instagram recently, but and I'll just honestly say why I value Sabrina Carpenter. If because again, I'm not dating her. If anybody's assuming anything, no, it's just a running gag. Okay. Would I love for it to be a reality? Well, we're gonna do a special segment today called "What If." All right, you can laugh in the comments. Go on ahead. I don't care. Oh yeah, I want to read your previous comments before we get into our fun game of "What If." Oh, him. We're not gonna talk about him. Mods, if you see a username by the name Salem County WX, please time him out. He's been creating a lot of controversy lately online. I'm not going to really touch up on that, but if he gets in here, Zachary, the other user, I don't know what we're going to do with him, guys. I'm going to have to figure it out. We'll figure that out. Oh, the Red Sox game got delayed today. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the Mets are going to play in an hour. That's a good question. Are the Mets going to play the Blue Jays in an hour? I hope they will, because as of now, yeah, it sounds like my dad just called in the food. Good. I'm waiting for the Italian food to come. The reason why we're doing Italian food today, for whenever Saturday next week, it'll be special because it is the first night of Passover, and we're going to have traditional Jewish food next week to commemorate Passover before sundown, which, good thing daylight savings time falls in a convenient matter. So I'm just going to play around with my MacBook while we do stuff, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I think maybe I can do screen recordings. Maybe I can't do live streams, but I'd like to see what I can do with this thing. I'm only curious, but I can play around with stuff if I need to. Maybe we'll try it again another time, but what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Acknowledging Joy Jung's birthday. I wanted to do that before we talk about my fun game of What If. Okay, April 22nd, so that would be a Tuesday too, correct. I know that on the top of my head because the 20th is Sunday. That's Easter, so I know that on the top of my head, Joyce. So, okay, guys. Let's just have a little fun today, shall we? The game of What If. There's a lot of them we can do. I don't want. Let's just focus on one for today, and then we'll figure it out. Oh, Anthony's here. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I know your Brooklyn Nets have been eliminated from the playoffs. Wah, wah. But I told Anthony he's more than welcome to join the Knicks bandwagon. Oh, yeah, if we win tomorrow, I think it's our first back-to-back 50-win seasons in a long time. And I think Jalen Brunson's going to be back. So, we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I hope we don't get bounced out of the second round again. I don't know. I still have the Celtics playing the Thunder. I don't care. I don't take Cleveland as a serious contender. They're just a laughing stock. They're a laughing stock. Why they've won 60-plus games to me doesn't make any sense. The Celtics were supposed to continue their dynasty. But you know what? I like Oklahoma City's chances this year. Especially because they still keep Jensen away from the Knicks. Right? Anyhow, what did Anthony just say? You're going to a Yankees game next week. Nice, nice. Let everybody know what game it is, because I'm curious. So this lady I follow on Instagram, she went to a game a couple of days ago. So, was I interested in her? Yeah, but that's a story I'm not going to touch on. Oh, okay, that's next week. Okay. We know what, Anthony? Here's what we can do. I can actually look up the Yankee schedule on the MacBook. See, I'll show you something. Let's see. And not this upcoming week, the following week, right? Because I got the games right here. See? Here they are. Yeah, see that? 16th. Okay, that would be Wednesday. Right. I know that day on the top of my head. All right, Anthony. Have fun. I know you're going to have a blast at the stadium. Even though I am a Mets fan. Okay, right, let's talk about the game of What If today. I'm only going to do one scenario and that's it. So, today's scenario. Sabrina Carpenter. Now, in this scenario today, we're going to talk about a potential script that I'm thinking of writing. Does it sound messed up that some crazed man wants to write a movie script and find his potential soulmate? Trust me, guys, I don't want to get into too much of the story because then it will ruin the creative flow, right? But recently on TikTok and Instagram, there was a viral clip of Sabrina Carpenter that has made the rounds from 2023. What is this viral clip, you may be wondering? I call it the Leap of Faith story. Now, no, it's not going to be the name of the movie. The name of the movie is going to be called 30-something, okay? So, there's a backstory, and I want to let everybody know right now it's going to be rated R. Because, there's going to be reasons I don't want to disclaim why I want the movie rated R, but it's a lot of adult stuff that's going to happen in it. Use your imagination. Just use your imagination. That's all I'll say. But, Sabrina Carpenter, in a 2023 interview to Elvis Duran, quote, told Elvis Duran that she wants to, quote, jump off a cliff. And I feel that in a romantic film that creates a term that we're going to use called the Forsaken Sea of Trust. And I would be playing the character that would be scared to do it. But with Sabrina Carpenter's real key off filters, the whole movie would be based on her personality and persona, right? Because they'd be careful screen testing of this movie to make sure that we don't drive each other crazy. Because you know how it works in acting. You know, there has to be screen, because I've watched videos online of screen actors and how they... It's interesting how, in the Thundermans, for an example, Kira Kosterin and Jack Griffo had this instant chemistry of playing brother and sister. And it worked out why Jack Griffo got the role. So, I think it would work out. Only because if the dialogue was written carefully, then, you know, look, I'm not Sylvester Stallone. I'm not going to write Rocky in 3 days. I'm not going to do it. Oh, you've met Kira. Nice. Nice. Okay. Nice. Because there'd have to be a male best friend dynamic and a female best friend dynamic. That's what I'm also figuring it out, too. So, reason why there's availability, because now, Rapunzel, if you haven't heard the news, Disney is not going through with it. That's another thing we were going to talk about today that's been on my mind. The whole Snow White controversy. I might as well address that. So, basically, in the chances of what if, that's how we'll end our little game today. So, let's talk about pop culture today. That's the next topic we're going to get into. So it is official. Rapunzel is on pause for now. Sabrina Carpenter was considered to be casted in the role to play Rapunzel, the long-haired princess. However, due to the backlash of the situation regarding the Snow White controversy with Rachel Zegler, Disney has decided to pull off the idea of doing a live-action Rapunzel because of, quote, wokeness. Now, I don't want to get into the political aspect of it, but I can tell you one thing I'm not thrilled with Rachel Zegler on. And that is her attitude and how she has presented herself. Sure, we may have different views on President Trump, but at the end of the day, when you come off abrasive, when you come off too negative online, And when people assume that you're supposed to be playing a, quote, family-friendly character, like Snow White, for an example, there's going to be backlash for it. And I do feel that Disney is taking the right approach. And who knows, maybe it might benefit Sabrina Carpenter. But, looking at it from this point of view, Disney is trying to do damage control. They have already realized that if they move on with another live-action film that goes, quote, woke, that goes to radical left ideology, not believing in traditional American values, which again, I don't want to get into on here, the Disney brand might get tarnished further down. And if I were Disney, I would seriously delay until at least the bare minimum at the end of this year to put Snow White on the Disney Plus streaming service. Am I going to skip this film? As I said, with the internet nowadays, I would rather wait until it's on Disney Plus to criticize the film myself, based on the acting. I would only want to see this film on Disney Plus if, and only if, I know the fact that it is streaming on the Disney Plus streaming service. I would much rather watch on the comfort of my home, in front of this MacBook for an example, this computer for an example, this TV for an example, than bear myself to pay, why my camera, there we go, than to bear myself the minimum of torturing myself through a movie, and I'll ask it. Let me see if it works. What is the runtime of Snow White 2025?
Snow White is a 2025 movie directed by Mark Webb starring Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, and Andrew
1 hour and 49 minutes. The original 1937 film is 1 hour and 23 minutes. Now, I want to question one more thing because it has a lot to do with my movie. What is the runtime of Anybody But You?
Anyone But You is a 2023 movie directed by Will Gluck starring Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell, and Charlie Fraser.
1 hour and 43 minutes. Could I make my movie that long as Sabrina Carpenter is safely jumping off a cliff? Yes, that's possible. But the point is, Snow White has done complete damage to the Disney brand. The only way Disney can ever recuperate from this, and I am glad they are taking initiative, especially Bob Iger, Lilo and Stitch. Yes, Anthony can vouch for me on this. Because Lilo and Stitch could technically save the Disney brand within the next 2 months. Disney is taking a very cautious approach to not put any TV spots for this movie. From what I've heard from a network executive at Fox who has connections at Disney, who happens to be a friend, a friend. How am I supposed to say it? I just lost my train of thought. Yes. This person who I know is a mom of a friend that I know. Okay, that's what I meant to say. So she told me, quote, do not expect any teaser trailers from Disney until after Easter. Quote, after Easter. So we could be looking at the week of April 21st, for an example, when a TV spot for the live-action Lilo and Stitch comes out. And then I asked her, all right, would it be appropriate they would give them a month to get accurate TV spots out? That way people know about the film, Disney's avoiding any more damage control, and then they could get more positive reviews of the live-action Lilo and Stitch. She said if that's what they're doing, given that Disney has hurt itself with Snow White, yes. So, those are my thoughts on Snow White. Just Rachel Segler, you are an abrasive person. You're very rude. You put your political ideology out there, and you could be a Trumper and do the same thing, and it could be rude and abrasive. And guess what? You could still bring a company down with you. And so when you're being family friendly, you have to be very, very careful when you're promoting a brand, when you're promoting a TV show or a movie. All right? You have to be very careful. There's certain audiences that will want to hear what you have to say. There are certain things that you have to be careful what you're saying. And you know what? Disney has really hurt itself for now. But if Lilo and Stitch can teach us one thing, is that there's always a rebirth. And it's possible in the summer Disney could do a lot better with Lilo and Stitch. Certainly can, and I certainly think they will. So that's where I'll leave it on that. My thoughts with pop culture. Now, as far as Anthony's comments about Superman are concerned, I am definitely looking forward to this film. I think it will be great seeing a brand new Superman movie. Wait, what? What do you mean by dentist style? Robert, can you explain what you mean? Okay, Robert, you're gonna have to explain better what you're doing. Oh, I get it. Now I get it. All I'll just say is that's how I feel about New York City radio outside of Light FM, and well, not necessarily. I mean, I don't have an issue with the iHearts. In fact, I'm getting friendlier with Josh Martinez, and he knows how excited I am that I'm going to try to win a trip to go to Las Vegas to possibly see Sabrina Carpenter in the fall. I can disclaim it, guys. I'm not going to get in trouble. Come June, iHeartRadio is looking into having not only Sabrina Carpenter headline iHeartRadio, but also Billie Eilish, Chappell Rowan, possibly a few other names. They're fluctuating. They know that Sabrina's Short and Sweet tour doesn't ramp up until October. They think that if she could do Vegas, then it would work out because it'd be positive. But Robert, you just missed me hitting Disney hard on Snow White. It was incredible how we were just talking about it. Oh, by the way, Chicopee, I want to show you guys something. I had to change converter boxes. Yeah, it's a long story, but my DVR, the box that I had originally, it died because the plug just kept rebooting so many random times. It was disgusting, and I got the Insignia box a long time ago, the DTSX01, I think it's called. I'll show you guys the branding on my computer in just a second, but I got this specific box about a couple years ago. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get you the... Yeah, here we go. NXDXA1. Still on sale? Anyhow, guys, I'll just show you what it looks like. Let's see. There we go. This is it right here. Let me show you guys. This is my box I just showed you. The reason why I specifically bought it, it has a mode where you can look for an RF channel, sort of like my HDMI old box. Look for an RF channel, and you can manually band scan VHF, UHF. It's a very useful feature to have. So I'm going to definitely take it with me to Delmarva, especially if I'm moving, because then if we get Tropo, there's a way I can upconvert the signal to HDMI and then record it. Let me see what Robert's saying. I'm going to catch up. I'll just mention my DirecTV. My satellite is having a problem in the living room. I think there's an issue with the wiring that needs to get fixed. I tried getting an appointment last minute, and I was going to tell DirecTV, if I pay you guys $10 or do a one-timer, could you guys just get off my case? And yeah, I have a date in mind where I think I can get them over here, but I'm going to have to make the appointment probably 48 hours in advance and see where it goes in May, because I'm just so busy. My schedule was so hectic, guys. It's not even funny. It just isn't. A lot of stuff that goes on in Andy's randomness that I don't want to disclaim. So I hope your cable gets fixed, Rob. At least your internet's working, so yay. So hoping I can keep my DirecTV in Delaware if I even am moving. I am keeping an eye on the weather today. I am keeping my eye on it. It's been awful. I want to mention, if anybody is watching in Memphis today, everybody is watching you. We're keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. Midtown Memphis got devastatedly flooded today. It was an awful situation earlier this afternoon. They had to issue a shelter in place for the entire city earlier today. That's how bad the flooding got at 3 p.m. local time. It is now 5:41 local time, and there's still a lot of weather that is expected down there today. Just a very, very unfortunate situation that had occurred. So if you're watching in Tennessee today, you know, everybody is thinking of you guys, especially in Nashville. As of now, it's getting pretty active in Tupelo, Mississippi, which is known to be Elvis Presley's hometown. Right now, we got a storm chaser keeping an eye on everything. So there are storm chasers keeping an eye on Mississippi right now that I am monitoring. So let's see if this storm chaser is live right now. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so I'm just keeping an eye on everything at the moment. 2 active tornado warnings that are in east of Nashville just now that I am keeping an eye on. As expected, Nashville is currently dealing with a lot of rain, but I am noticing, given how bad this rain's going to pick up in Nashville, I see a line right here that's in Franklin, Tennessee, And I think that line's going to clip through downtown Nashville soon. I think this is going to amplify. And yeah, Lafayette, Tennessee, dangerous tornado is currently moving through right now. I don't want to speculate where I think it could be next, but this might be near South Kentucky here. A very scary situation for those in Tennessee today. Just thoughts and prayers, right? I mean, I've been on again, off again, keeping an eye on the weather. Like, I don't let it persist through my whole day. I do my best to get 7-8 hours of sleep every day. I try my best. I'll just mention just for fun, there is a little workplace crush I have, and I only tell like certain people who she is, but I'm just gonna say this, guys, and when you get older, you're gonna realize that emotions are very important when you get to know somebody, and good intentions is always a key to learning about people, whether it's platonic, romantic, in my case romantic, I hope. And yeah, I think Sunday night, I don't think I'm going to be able to barely get any sleep, because I'm an overthinker. Like, it's one of my weaknesses. But you know, when you think about what you want, you know, you just sometimes think about the what ifs. There's the what ifs of denial, the what ifs of workplace gossip, the workplace, you know, train of thought. And then there's also one thing that's making me feel better about this is boundaries and communication. So I think the Italian food's here. Maybe I'm about to get a phone. Yeah, the Italian food's here, finally. So my parents are about to set it up. Good. That's the other thing that's going to calm me down, hopefully. Can't have Italian food next week. It's Passover. Yeah, I had to address it on a YouTube short yesterday. I'm just so glad I could clear the air on everything, and you know, if I were Sabrina Carpenter's boyfriend, let's just go into another game of what if. It wouldn't be about Starstruck. It wouldn't be about living the dream of being rich and, you know, letting it all overtake the star. Like, yeah, I would love to. I think the good part about it would be meeting other famous people too, like being friendly with them or being friends with them, right? The point of the story is I wouldn't let fame. Hang on, guys. I have a little appearance here. Hello?
How much was it?
Hello?
I'm down in 2 minutes.
Alright. Looks like the Italian food's here. But anyhow, I don't want to leave you guys in a cliffhanger. That's not me. What I was going to say is, you know, when you are thinking about that situation, you think to yourself, and I was going to say a lot of nice things. So I'm going to get them out of my chest before I forget them, okay? It's her personality that, is a driver for me. She's so off filter. She's so different. Other women can seem so stuck up and shallow, and their attitudes come up as what my buddy Pine Power Ally always says, snobby, right? I think that's our word of the day for today. No. Guys, when you see Sabrina Carpenter, like she does, like, think about it. That's how, a woman presents herself. It's all based on talent. It's all based on personality, charisma, the overpower to, deal with trials and tribulations. That's the word I was looking for. Yay, my vocabulary's in sync. There's just so much that if things were the what ifs of what if I were dating her, and what if that were to be the case. I'll just say it. I don't care if I get in trouble. There is the lyric in Juno, where she talks about those deep inner NAUGHTY thoughts. It is true that she is on a regular routine. Use your imaginations, right? Come on, because that's one of my favorite. Everybody knows I love using that gift. There's two gifts I love to use. There's the imagination SpongeBob one, and then there's the Homer Simpson going into a bush. Those are like the two ones everybody, even my Long Island friends, get so disgusted. Oh, Andy, why do you keep using the Homer going into a bush thing when you know you're in trouble and you have to admit it? I just love using it. Just force a habit. But I don't know. Like, I'm kind of career focused too. Like, if I were to date Sabrina Carpenter, I still would focus on doing my part-time work. I love my part-time work. I would be respectful, and because I'm part Italian, everybody assumes, marriage should lead to children, right? I don't view it that way. I don't. Isn't just being in each other's company enough to be happy, even if there's no little kid walking around, right? I'm technically a godfather to two kids. I'm not going to say who they are, family, friends, whatever. I think I'm happy with that part of my life, even though I don't see them as much. I wish I could, because they're two adorable little girls, And I love their take on life, even though they're kids. But, I'm just grateful that if I were in that situation, love, tenderness, and devotion. That's, Sabrina Carpenter has her own three things: romantic, real, and risque, right? The three things that I, again, it's LTD. Love, tenderness, and devotion. Love because you grow together, you learn together, you are grateful for each other's company. There's tenderness because there needs to be a soft spot for, being very sensitive about feelings. And They say the reason why I pick the T in tenderness is the astrology of her being a Taurus, me being a Scorpio. Sure, I can be all passionate. The Taurus, and you see it all the time with her interactions. You see it, right? It's, I don't know, like other women when they act like that, it's Joy. We're not gonna get into that subject right now. We could talk about that another time. Please stop tying me to C100. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Please. Hey, I wish, right? So to wrap this conversation up, because I gotta go eat the Italian food. Devotion. We're devoted to each other. We're supportive, and no matter the stuff that happens, if it's her going on a European tour, if it's me staying behind to pursue my career, you know, I have to live up to those expectations. So, yes. I think later tonight, what I'll do after dinner, I'm going to do a couple of test recordings of my MacBook to see if they work. Joy, Robert, if you're interested, I'm going to try to see how that works and just see how I can... Let me know if you guys notice any lag when I play around with my MacBook later. That's because we have a group chat online. We're gonna do it later after dinner if you guys are all right with it, because I'm sure Joy will be fine with it. I don't know if Rob will. So I'm just gonna put my MacBook on sleep mode and let these batteries charge, and I'm gonna go eat my Italian food. It's Saturday night. Everybody knows I want my Italian food. I'm not gonna do a test. Sorry, Chicopee. I want to see if it can at least record and do standard videos. I'm gonna try it later, so maybe pasta. We'll see. Everybody knows I love my pasta on Saturdays. Everybody knows I like my penne pasta on Saturdays, or my rigatoni. It's whatever. So. Alright, so this is goodbye for now. We have an Andy Plays going up tomorrow. Yes. We're gonna do that. I better go, guys. I love each and every one of you. Until Passover, till the next one.